Welcome back to the meal prep series. Today we're making aloo gobi. This is potato and cauliflower curry. We have added chicken in there for a bit of extra protein. This is beautiful, it's delicious, it's easy to make, and most of the spices as well you should already have in the cupboard at home, so it makes it a little bit cheaper. Let's get straight into it.
Starting off with the prep as usual, we're going to slice and dice one brown or yellow onion. Just make that horizontal slice through the center to break up the formation and dice it into small to medium sized pieces. We're then going to need 3 large tomatoes, slice these in half and then just cut them into strips, rotate them 90 degrees to dice them into large chunks. We're also going to do the exact same thing with 3 potatoes. You don't have to peel these if you don't want to, adds a little bit extra nutrition and flavour. Then we're going to need 400 grams of cauliflower. Just slice this in half, break off the stems from around that core, and then we can just trim these up into bite-sized pieces, preferably the same size as the potatoes because aloo gobi means potato and cauliflower. For the aromatics, we're going to need 3 cloves of freshly peeled garlic and 15 grams of peeled ginger. Run both of these along a microplane to create pastes, and you can mix these together because they're going in at the same time. To finish the curry off, we are going to need 5 grams of fresh coriander or cilantro. If you think this tastes like soap, don't use it, but we are just going to roughly chop this, just make sure there's no large leaves or stems. Then last but not least, 1 kilo of boneless and skinless chicken thigh can be diced into even sized pieces, that way it will cook at the same time, and you can use bone-in if you prefer. Okay, now to get this cooking, place a large high-rimmed pan or pot over a medium-high heat. I am using 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil here. You can use less to cut a little bit of calories, but you do need something like this to get that beautiful flavour. And we're going to add in 6 grams of whole cumin seeds, 3 cardamom pods, and then that onion that we cut up before, along with the garlic and ginger paste, and a nice pinch of salt to get those flavours really enhanced, and then just mix this around. We're going to saute this for about 3 minutes just to get those aromats in there, get that beautiful flavour extracted. Then add in those diced tomatoes and follow that up with 5 grams of ground coriander, 3.5 grams of ground cumin, 2.5 grams of ground turmeric, and 1.5 grams of Kashmiri chili powder. Just mix this around and we're going to toast this for 5 minutes to get those flavours enhanced again and also to soften up the tomatoes. Once you have that done, we're going to add in half a cup or 125 milliliters of chicken stock or water, along with a pinch of salt again, and then just mix this around, bring it to a simmer and just cook for roughly 3 minutes. Once you have something that looks like this, that stock has reduced down and the sauce is nice and thick, we can then add in the chicken. Mix this around really well, making sure everything is covered in the sauce and none of those chicken pieces are stuck together, and just cook this for 5 minutes just to get a little bit of colour on the chicken. Next to go in, after giving the chicken a little bit of a stir just to make sure everything's good to go, we can add in the cauliflower and the potatoes. Again, mix this around really well, ensuring that all of those individual pieces are covered in that beautiful sauce. Then we're going to add in that remaining 1 cup of chicken stock or water again, and then bring this all up to a simmer. We're going to reduce the heat to low, cover it with a lid, and cook this for about 25 minutes. Now in the meantime, place a large saucepan over a high heat, add in 300 grams of washed basmati rice, along with 600 milliliters of cold water. You can also add in some aromatics here like bay leaves or cinnamon sticks, even green cardamom pods and cloves. A little pinch of salt to taste. Then what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil, give it a stir just so we don't have any clumps, and then once it is at a boil, reduce the heat to low, cover it with a lid, and just cook this for 12 minutes undisturbed. Now after 12 minutes, turn it off the heat and leave the lid on for a final 5 minutes, then remove the lid, pick out all of those aromatics if you use them, and then just fluff this up with a fork or a spatula. This should be beautiful, soft, fluffy rice that comes off the bottom of the pan. That can then be removed from the stovetop, and like always, the nutrition facts for the basmati rice, and I have included the serving sizes. Now going back to the curry that's been simmering away for about 25 minutes, remove that lid, be careful of any escaping steam. It smells beautiful, it looks delicious. Just give this a good mix through. The potatoes and cauliflower should be completely cooked through right now. If it is a little bit dry, you can add more stock or water, and if it's too wet, just reduce it down a little bit longer. But we're then going to add in 2 tablespoons of kasuri methi, which is fenugreek leaves. Just crush these up for extra flavour, along with all that coriander that we chopped up at the beginning. Just fold all of this through. That's all we need to do for this. We don't need to cook this any longer. Remove it from the heat, and again, the aloo gobi nutrition facts, again with the serving sizes. Now serving up is 210 grams of rice in each 750 milliliter container, which I have links for in the description. Then we're also going to add in 390 grams of that chicken aloo gobi. Top this off with some coriander. You can also add some chili as well, which is completely optional. And we're then left with this beautiful complete dish chicken aloo gobi with the nutrition facts and a serving size of 590 grams.
Now once everything's done, we can then place on the lids. These will last up to 4 days in the fridge as well as 4 months in the freezer. I do recommend freezing after 3 days though, just for extra flavour and a bit of freshness. And if you're ready to reheat these, you can either place them in the microwave or put them in a pan, just mix everything together. If you do it in a pan though, you might have to add a little bit of water or stock just to bring that moisture back in there, but you do whatever's easiest for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, really helps me out, helps the channel be seen by more people, and consider subscribing along with hitting the bell notification next to it so you never miss when I upload, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.